and welcome to a review on 3 boxes of Star Wars Command. And what are these? These are pretty much green little plastic army men that's not green and just based on the Star Wars franchise. Now in the USA you can find these on like Amazon or eBay and stuff. The middle box would be something like $29.99 and these two smaller boxes will be about $16.99 plus shipping if they do shipping and all that. But I got these for 35 Hong Kong dollars, 45 Hong Kong dollars and 30 Hong Kong dollars. How much is that in US dollars? Well, you can divide it. 7.8 Hong Kong dollars is 1 US. Let's round that up and let's make it 8 Hong Kong dollars. $5, $4 and $4. Roughly something like that. US dollars. So there you go. These are dirt cheap where I picked them up. And there's a few boxes there. If you are from Hong Kong and you want to pick some of these up, head over to Sham Shui Po. Head over to Fook Wing Street, Fook Wing Gai, and then just head to the bigger toy shop that's called the Hen2 Hobby Shop. They have 2 shops on that street, or used to at least. And yeah, pick up the box. They've ran out of these ones, but they still have a Star Destroyer pack, which I didn't pick up because that one was 180 Hong Kong dollars. So it's a bit too much for what's essentially just for army men, but with a Star Wars dress up. So in the middle pack here we have something that's pretty much based on Return of the Jedi. We have all the Return of the Jedi related stuff and Tatooine related stuff. On the left hand side here we have something related to New Hope. So Darth Vader versus, okay, Luke shouldn't be having a lightsaber, but that's just packaging stuff to make it match with the episode 3 box right there. And the back of the box just show you every figure that you would get in here. And in case you're not sure, they also do that on the top where it has every figure with a little number next to it saying, hey, how many pieces you get inside these boxes. But do be aware, I think the biggest box is the one with the Millennium Falcon that's advertised on these boxes there. Has the most figures and the biggest craft. Even though you also get a miniature Millennium Falcon in there. None of the ships are the same scale. But be careful of the bigger boxes. I saw at the back of the Star Destroyer box that I almost picked up. The Star Destroyer box showcase on the top all of the Star Destroyer figures as well as figures from this pack. I was like, hey, this got Darth Vader, it's got the Ewoks in there. I should get that box because it's got something like 50, 60, 70 figures. But then close special on the top of the Star Destroyer box, I was just like, oh, you only have a few figures with a big Star Destroyer that opens up and has a little pea suture or a marble shooter inside. So yeah, do be aware of what you actually get in the box. So just take a look at the top, look at the numbers, be safe like that. And essentially, yeah, marble shooter, pea shooter, that's the only play that they can invent for these figures. It's better than nothing, I guess, is that you put figures up and you throw stuff at them, and if they fall over, then you lose. Ugh. The episode 3 box, which is just called the episode 3 final battle. You get 2 of these figures, of course displayed in the windows of the boxes, so they're in a little plastic tray, which I assume is to protect the lightsaber, because these are made out of soft-ish plastic, so if they just chuck them in a bag or the box, the plastic might get bent or warped. So that's good, I guess. The plate underneath them is a separate piece, so you know they're painted and then glued onto the plate. And you also get some other figures inside and crafts that are also in a plastic tray, which I again assume is just to protect them from getting bent in the box. So you got the 4 different Jedi there, and all the other figures and crafts that won't be bent because they don't have any fin parts are just in a little baggie. So that's them. And of course you got these spacecraft stands, which are again in other smaller baggies. You got 2 in the bag. I mean that's a lot of bags. Bags and bags. Come on. There. You go. A bunch of pretty cool stuff here. Now the droid fighter does seem to be roughly the same scale as the 2 Jedi Starfighters, which I'm gonna assume, you know, one's for Anakin, one's for Obi-Wan. And but the clone trooper's craft is way too small, so none of the aircrafts are the correct scale. Fortunately, at least all the humanoid characters are, so that's pretty good. We got stormtroopers in 2 different poses. You got one where it's got the gun up, and one's pointing the gun forward. You got the 2 main characters there, and you got these 4 Jedi there. Again, just 2x2s. Between both of them, both sides, you also have these little wheelie things. So how do they look like? Well, this one has the Jedi logo on it. It's cast in white plastic. The 2 wheels on the back, which I thought were going to be motorized or spring-loaded or whatever, but they're not. You just push them along like, And there's this metal ball on the front, which makes it like not go straight. that's the game, I guess. So what you do is you plug one of these stands on top of it. Oops, wrong way around. Alright, so Anakin, watch out! So that sucks, and the reason why I have the Giant Starfighter the other way around is because look at that. That makes it very easy to fall. It's not falling anymore. There you go, just falling. So yeah, these things are pointless and suck. I wish they weren't in the box, and maybe take another $5 off. So anyway, another thing you can do with these is, of course, stop, Anakin! I have the high ground. God, son of a bitch. He's like, damn it. So you can do that. So overall, the molding on all of these units are actually pretty decent. There's not that many runoffs on any of these pieces. There's a little bit here and there, and one of these Jedi is a little bit of like a water park defect on the back, but bus is just gone up a little bit. But yeah, overall these are pretty good. And they are made of soft-ish plastic, but as soon as it gets to a thicker area, these figures are pretty solid. Seriously, if you just have any of those green army men back in the day, these are like the same stuff. New Hope box on the Imperial side, you have 2 stormtroopers, different poses. That's pretty awesome. You got a Holt and one on his knees. You got Darth Vader, which is suffering from a bit of a paint mishap or something. Basically, I guess they painted these before they cut them from the plastic, so you got a little bit of area there that's got a cut mark without any of the chrome paint going on him. And you got these 2 TIE pilots. You also have that one of those little vehicle pushy things again, but it's a different shape and it has the Imperial logo on it, whatever. And of course you also have these 2 TIE fighters. You got Darth Vader's TIE as well as a regular TIE fighter, and they're both molded pretty excellently. And they were both put in a plastic tray, but still that didn't stop the plastic from warping. Look at this TIE fighter, it's pretty bent. I guess you can say that's after he's crashed into Darth Vader's ship. Over to the Rebel Alliance side, we have of course Luke Skywalker holding his helmet, R2-D2 unit, 3 Rebel pilots, 2 of them just holding their guns up like, yeah, whatever. And this guy's like, I'm gonna make it, like, yeah, running. But what's wrong with my right arm? I'm really not sure what this pose is supposed to be. We have one of these again with the Rebel Alliance logo. Note that all of these have different shapes, different molds, if that's worth anything. And we have 2 X-Wing fighters, which, again, they were placed in plastic trays, but still didn't stop the X-foils from warping and stuff, so that's kind of sucky. And also, I guess this Stormtrooper got hit because he's got a burnt mark on his butt. Just saying. But the HUD set, and we have another one of these X-Wings here, which again is warped even though it was placed in a plastic tray. We have the Millennium Falcon here, a small version, which is totally the wrong scale, but notice the top here on the Falcon. Look at all that molding detail going on. That's pretty interesting. It's not that accurate, but they put a lot of detail in there. Yeah, and the bottom, for some reason, it has 2 of these peg holes there for the stand to go in different places, but you want to put that up on the top one there so he doesn't fall over. And then just, I guess, as a bonus or something, don't know what it's doing here, we have a Chicken Walker, ATST plates that you can plug into because his legs are pretty soft so he can't stand up on his own. I mean, he's a bit of a molding issue where they stuck the 2 halves together, got that huge ugly line going down the middle. But once again, the details are pretty decent. And then we have Jabba's sail barge, which it's pretty hollowed out if you see that, but they still put the details underneath it. Like, we're gonna save some plastic, but we'll still put some details where we save the plastic. And they didn't cut out on the little gun turret inside, because that's a pretty important scene from the movie. And we got 2 of the little I can't remember what you call these little speed things that go alongside, which again is because the wrong scale, because these are almost the same size as the sail barge. The good guy side of things, we have Luke Skywalker, of course, painted in gold and swinging his lightsaber, but he's leaning forward too much. So it's easy to fall down, so you want to unbend that or bend him backwards. We have an R2 unit, which is the same as the other box. I see C-3PO here, molded pretty awesome. We have Leia in her bounty hunter disguise, holding a staff. Pretty cool pose. Pretty sure she never actually poses like that in the movie, but whatever, it's cool. And we have Lando here, also in his disguise. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's like, come over here, I'm gonna shoot you. I don't know what it is. And of course we have Chewbacca, who's holding his bowcaster in a gangster sideways pose. That's Gangster Chewie. On Jabba's side of things, we of course have Jabba the Hutt, which again, he's way too small. And he's hollow, to save on plastic. Wow, this is probably the worst piece. I mean, it looks good, but it's the wrong size even for figure, and he's hollow. On the other side of things, we have this Han Solo in carbonite, which is very accurate. The mold on this is pretty excellent, except the plastic's warped a little bit. And he's hollow too. We have 2 Gamorrean guards, and they're done pretty well, except this one's axe is bent again, so I need to unbend that or something. But pretty good Gamorrean guards. We have Bib Fortuna. Why do you remember his name? And guards, we have a Boba Fett. Oh, jetpacks and all that. Pretty cool stuff. He's also leaning slightly backwards. And we have these 2 sand troopers right there. And finally, let's move all this out the way. We have the Rancor, which, again, he's not quite big enough, but he gets the job done. He's way bigger than all the other stuff. And he's actually articulated. He's got leg articulation, he's got hand articulation, and he has this spring-loaded function like this. You got these 2 rubbery rocks, like squishy, kinda. Put that in his hand, and he's supposed to fling that at stuff, and you knock stuff over to play Star Wars Command. That's a pretty cool Rancor. Looks pretty awesome, and they molded him in a pretty decent colored plastic, so you don't have to paint him too much, I guess. Me, Luke, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son. Never! Obi-Wan never told you about your father. He told me enough. I have the high ground now. God damn it, son of a bitch. There you have it. I'll end the video on some of the close-up shots on some of these figures in a moment, but you can see all of this in front of you. I got all of this for less than $10 US total, and that's freaking awesome. Now, there's no game or anything that you can play with these, but these would be pretty good board game substitutes. Say you bought the Imperial Assault board game or Star Wars Miniatures game. Well, the miniatures are a lot smaller than these in terms of scale, but if you got some sort of Star Wars board game, you can use these as the pieces, or you maybe download a board game online. Just download some rule sets and you can use these for something. Me personally, I like painting miniatures and stuff, so I was like, these are dirt cheap. I can get some of these, paint them up, and they should look pretty awesome because the molding detail is all there, and they all look pretty amazing. In fact, you can Google online right now, and some people have painted these up, and they look pretty awesome. The molding on these, apart from the detail, there's not too much plastic runoff or anything, but there's a little bit here and there. Just get something and sand it off, it should be fine. So overall, for the value that I pay for these, is pretty awesome. If you're going for the original prices that you see on Amazon or Toys R Us or something like that, that's a little bit pricey, and I can't really recommend them for that because these are just little plastic figurines. But on the upside, they are still way cheaper than any Star Wars miniature that's based on a board game or something that's fully painted. If you have some painting skills or you enjoy the painting experience, then these are the ones to get. Hopefully you can get them super cheap on some car boot sale, maybe, or hopefully on eBay. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below at the cost. Take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon, and may the Force be with you.